Pets Add Life, your guide to the latest in pet trends, products, and the joy of the human-animal bond, with Kristen Levine and Chris Bonifati, powered by the American Pet Products Association and Dog TV.
Well, welcome back to the Pets Add Life podcast. We have another awesome episode for you in store. As always, I am one of your co-hosts, and today we have a very special guest co-host, and you probably met her last year when she appeared as a guest on the show at Super Zoo. It's Chloe Divita. Welcome, Chloe. Let me tell our audience a little bit about you, Chloe. You are the executive producer and storytelling coach behind Real Talks. I want to talk about that in a second. It's a live short talks video series spotlighting pet champions. And with over 15 years experience in digital marketing in the pet space, plus accolades like Pet Age's 40 Under 40 award, Chloe helps pet professionals craft compelling stories that inspire and connect with their audiences. And welcome, and thank you for joining us on episode 80 here on the Pets Add Life podcast.
80, that's like a big number. I'm excited.
I know. Ron didn't want us to talk about numbers until we got past 60 or past a year, I guess. So now we can say, okay, we're on number 80.
Well, congrats, Kristen, because you've been hosting for 80 episodes.
Oh my gosh. Time does fly.
Yes, that is for sure.
When you're co-hosting a podcast. So tell us a little bit more about what Real Talks is, because I know that I just heard you guys you were talking to Ron about how they're now going to be on the Dog TV Unleashed channel.
Yes, they are. They're coming out, so you'll be able to see them everywhere Unleashed by Dog TV is. And they are a short form video series, and REAL is an acronym. It stands for Research, Education, Advice, and Love. And those are the themes, and it's all about pets and for pet lovers. So it's short talks, really, motivating, story-driven, and just bringing to life the things that all of us with pets know and love about our animals.
Yeah, and I've seen a couple of them. I actually made my husband watch the one with Dr.
Dr. Ross.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Ross. Oh my gosh, that one is so great. I mean, they're all great.
He had everyone laughing and then crying and then laughing
and crying. I know. He's fantastic. So definitely, where else can they find Real Talks?
Yeah, so realtalks.pet. Check it out there. All the videos are there if you want to see them as well, and you can get more information about them and all of the speakers.
Okay, so Chloe, you've been on the show before, so you probably know the format. But for the listeners, what we do here at Pets Add Life is we share two stories. We talk to two awesome guests. We also make two pet product recommendations, and then we answer two questions from our audience. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
Kristen and Chris present Storytime.
Storytime. Want me to go first?
Yeah, let's. You're the guest, so you have to go first.
I love that. I want to always be the guest. Okay. So Silke, my Greyhound, didn't start out as my Greyhound. About 3.5 years ago, I went to a rescue event for a local organization here that brings in lots of different Greyhounds, and all of the dogs were supposedly spoken for. And I went just in case.
Right.
So, we won't talk about what my husband may or may not have known before I showed up to there. But what he did find out when I sent him a photo in my car of me with a Greyhound in the back seat was that I was bringing home a dog.
Oh my gosh.
The thing about
being your husband, I'm sure he was probably okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, he still sometimes gives me a little bit of a hard time about it, mostly because all the dogs that we've had have been me saying, guess what? We're getting a dog. On the way home, she was so nervous, like the first 20 minutes or so, but she actually started to settle down a bit. She'd never been in a home before. And I think that's something people don't realize with Greyhounds is a lot of them have similar stories, so she didn't race, but whether they race or she was raised to hunt, which is a whole other thing, but whatever they're raised for, it's usually not. You don't go find Greyhound puppies. You don't see them at shelters. They're not just out there, right? And a lot of people have misconceptions about them. They think, oh my gosh, they must need so much exercise. They can run so fast. They're the laziest dogs ever. They're the biggest couch potatoes. She, 90% of her day is spent sleeping. Like,
Wow.
they're
Yeah,
very,
I don't think most people know that about greyhounds.
no, and it's because they have a lot of energy. So you'll see the videos of them having zoomies, you'll see the videos of them running fast, and it's more like a spurt than like a
Yeah.
need for it to be ongoing. So when I got her home, and this is the story for most greyhounds, a lot of them haven't been in homes. She didn't know what stairs were. She was super confused. She's still clumsy on them. She ran into our sliding glass door so many times before she finally realized it was not see-through and she couldn't just walk through it. And just like, she was terrified of the wood floors. We put carpets everywhere so she could walk, but anywhere there wasn't carpet, she would not step. So like, she just wouldn't, she'd look at it and just be scared. And like, the whole like,
So did she live outside prior
yes,
to
she
being
lived
with you?
outside
Yeah,
for
okay.
4 years, before, little over 4 years
Wow.
before she came home with me, and just in a pen with a doghouse, right? So she didn't have a lot
Yeah.
of human touch. She's still nervous, mostly of men, but she's the sweetest dog. And I think when you have the capacity to put in the little extra effort in time and patience, like what comes out of those dogs, and greyhounds fall into that, most of them, is just like the most wonderful bond. And I just wanted to highlight that. Like, she came, first of all, I wasn't supposed to be adopting a dog, but I did.
I have a story. This is one that I pulled off of the HABRI website, and I do that from time to time. It's the HABRI, to remind folks, stands for the Human Animal Bond Research Institute, and I just love learning about all the different types of studies, scientific studies that are going on, to show the importance of animals in our lives, both emotionally, medically, physically, all kinds of ways. So this study was about therapy dogs. And how in an environment of the emergency room for children, like children that had to go to the emergency for one room or another, they were exposed to therapy dogs for like, I think it was like 10 minutes. And, the results were not really surprising to most people. I'm sure if you've spent any time with a dog, you know how calming they can be. But this was a study done by Wayne State University School of Medicine. That's human medicine. They studied 80 kids aged 5 through 17, and all of those kids received like the regular standard care at the emergency room, but half of them also got 10 minutes with the therapy dog and their handler. And as you can imagine, all kids experience some degree of psychological stress, as well as the parents, that are, in an ER environment. And about 15% of those kids suffer such stress that they need a medical intervention, like they need some type of injection or medication to, calm them down. But in this study, 46% of the kids in the therapy dog group saw decreased anxiety scores, compared to only 23% in the control group. And then 55% of those kids in the control group needed anxiety medication, whereas only 35% of the kids in the therapy dog group needed the medication. So again, for you and I, Chloe, I don't think we're surprised at all to learn that, but I think it just the study adds solid scientific evidence to what many people and healthcare workers already suspected. And, showing that human animal bond can literally improve medical outcomes and certainly just improve the experience of going through an emergency type of situation. So
therapy dog plays such an important role, I think, in that.
Beyond the Leash, exploring the untold stories of pet passion and professionalism.
We are here today with Tracy Malcolmson. She is the Chief Operating Officer of Purple Cat